Hello and welcome back to another live stream on the channel. I apologize for having no face cam today. For some reason, my camera is having some issues, but we're going to get into the stream nevertheless. The market right now is not the best, okay? A lot of red in the market, and despite obviously the market overall in the last few weeks going up, a lot of those gains have now been given back, particularly on those mid-cap and low-cap altcoins, which are almost going back to those levels they were at, a couple months ago. Okay, so it hasn't been amazing. If you look at the last 7 days, you can see coins like Solana are down 10% or so. Coins like Doge down 14%. Sui down 6%. So a lot of the top coins are giving back some of the gains that they've done. But I'm not concerned at all. I think this is all kind of going to plan. I actually showed you guys on the previous live stream a chart which basically showed exactly this move here. Okay, I showed you on a live stream yesterday and the live stream last week. Literally what's going on right now to the T. Okay, let me just pull it up on the screen so you guys can see what I mean. But I essentially shared a chart like this. Here we go. And that's exactly what's happening. I mean, it's really funny, when the market has a little correction, everyone starts coming out asking, is it all over? What are the odds of this being the start of the bear market and all of that? No one thinks about that when you're sky high, when you're pumping, when you're at 111K and altcoins are flying. No one thinks about that then. They only start asking these questions. They only start worrying afterwards. And it's hindsight, right? But I did actually sell a little bit of my Bitcoin at those levels, around 111K. I sold a bit of my Bitcoin. I also took some big profits on virtuals. We made basically a 5x on virtuals, guys. So I took out some profits on that one, and that's dumped a lot since. I still think it will be a great long-term play for this bull run, but it was absolutely flying. I mean, we were buying this thing at 50 cents and it was sat almost at $3, $2.60 or $2.50 something. So you have to take profits if you have any common sense when you're seeing those types of gains. When you're up 4, 5, 6x on a coin in a couple months, you have to be taking profits, okay? And that's exactly what I was doing over in the VIP group. I dropped sell alerts and, not many people do that. It's very interesting. A lot of other influencers, a lot of other YouTubers, they don't drop sell alerts. They only tell you when to buy. They never tell you when to sell. And that's not how we do it over in my VIP group. The group's very active at the moment. Okay, despite the market coming down, we're actually in there more than ever, talking about strategy and how we can operate for the next pump and how we can capitalize as much as possible, because I think there's a good chance the next big pump, the next macro pump, will be the final one of this bull run. So we're in there strategizing, talking about the ins and the outs of the market on a daily basis. I was in the voice chat earlier today for a few hours, three hours or so, I'd guess. I was in the voice chat and we talked about a lot regarding the market. So make sure you're over in the VIP group if you want daily alpha, if you want my buy and sell alerts, and if you want to join a group that's active all the time discussing the markets. There's a great deal of value being in a community, being in a network where you can talk to people every day about the markets. It really does give you that competitive edge compared to the lone wolves and the rest of the crowd. So, this outline that I gave in the previous stream, that's kind of what's happening right now. I actually outlined us going to 104K, but I've said, 102, 103, that could also be the support. But essentially, I think we go down to the low hundreds, and then we make one final macro move up to around 120K. That's my expectation. And I'm starting to hear a lot of other people say that as well. So, it seems like there's a good chance that could happen. And this is just a quick flush out. And then we resume the bull run into June and July. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is just a quick flush out, or do you think this is the beginning of the end for the altcoin market? I mean, when you look at the top 100, there's only one coin pretty much that's in the green. Every other coin is red. Every other coin is bleeding out. And I think this is really a good opportunity to buy right now. I mean, you can buy Say at 20 cents. You can buy Casper at 9 cents. I think Casper does have some really big support around 8.2. So if it goes to 8.2, that could be a really nice buying opportunity. But I am a little bit disappointed with Casper right now. I've got to be honest. I dropped a post over on X. And the reason I dropped this post is because we're having a discussion in the voice chat. And everyone was kind of thinking the same thing. It wasn't just me. Everyone was thinking, what on earth is going on the marketing front for Casper? What is going on in terms of the marketing front? No posts since the crescendo upgrade. No posts since the 5th of this month. Guys, we're going into June in a couple days. No post since the 5th of May. No spreading awareness about the crescendo hard fork. No educating people about Casper. None of that. None of that at all. No posts, no education, no interviews. Nothing. And you've got to ask yourself why. And the reason they say they're not doing it is because of decentralization. Because of decentralization. They think that posting on X somehow infringes decentralization. I mean, that's the biggest load of crap I've ever heard in my life. And I proceeded to say that I could hit my head on the wall 1,000 times and still do a better job at marketing than the current owners of the Twitter account for Casper. And I mean that literally. I mean that seriously. What are they doing in terms of marketing? It's not even marketing. I don't like the word marketing because it's a bit of a scammy phrase. But spreading awareness, educating people, right? Somehow, some way, these people behind this coin, they think that the whole world will find out about Casper just randomly by chance. You just wake up one day and you see this thing in front of you and it's a Casper coin, and all of a sudden you'll start adopting Casper. They think people are just going to wake up one day and just basically start using Casper. They don't realize that you actually need to spread the word. You need to spread awareness and educate people about the product. So it's pretty funny. It's like someone expecting their business to become the next Apple miraculously, just by just one day they're just going to wake up and all of a sudden your business is the top of the top. And it's kind of the same with Casper. They think one day someone's just going to wake up and this is going to be the biggest crypto in the world without any form of education, without any form of marketing, and none of that. So I'm a bit disappointed. I've got to be honest in the lack of posting from the X page. Now, with all of that said, I rest my case. Casper is still the best crypto in terms of a peer-to-peer currency. In terms of a technology, it's really what we need in crypto. In terms of the ways they go about telling people that, I think it's absolutely appalling. It's infuriating as an investor, It really is. Because I'm buying Casper with a long-term vision, thinking it's going to do well, and there's just no one on the main X page sharing any information about it, at least for 25 days now. So how long is that going to go on for? So it does infuriate me a bit. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. But smash the likes on the stream, guys. I do appreciate you all being here. 126 people watching on YouTube and 83 people watching on X. Apologize for the camera not being on today. Had some issues setting it up, but drop the likes and it'll encourage me to do more live streams. As far as I remember, every time you have a Bitcoin conference, there is a dump. That is pretty true. I actually want to investigate this because I think the same, but is it just a perception or is it completely true? Every BTC conference date. Let's just see. Okay. So I've got the dates here of all the major Bitcoin conferences. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart and actually see if this is a true thing. Because I think it is. I remember 2021. I swear it dumped loads. So what about the last one? How was the last conference in 2024? That was July 25th to 27th. July. Did that cause a big dump? Man, it always marks the top. Why is it always like that? We pumped up to 70K and then we dropped down to 48 straight after. So that one was true. Let's just check 23 as well. May 18th to May 20th. May 18th to May 20th. Not really much of a dump. I guess it went a little bit lower, but nothing too clear. Yeah, there's definitely some sort of a psychology there around the Bitcoin conference and people taking profits. It's almost like all the big whales made all their money and then they sell it before the conference and then they all have a big party while retail are getting dumped on. It's almost like that's what happens. But, I expected this anyway, irrespective of the conference. I expected us to come to this price. And if you didn't expect that, then you need to have a good look in the mirror. Because crypto doesn't go up only. You have dips. Bitcoin had how many consecutive weeks in the green? Was it 8? Let's count, because you can't have this. It's unsustainable to have these levels of pumps forever. You need to eventually have a bit of a correction. It's part of a healthy uptrend is corrections. So if we take a look, we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight green candles in a row. You have to have at least one red candle after that many green. You know, it's just healthy. People are freaking out and it's just completely unjustified. There's no reason to be freaking out. Like, this is all going to plan. This is all looking pretty healthy and normal to me. Yes, worst case scenario, could we come down to 91K again? Yeah, we could. But, you know, it's not a crazy dump. I mean, we're at 104 now, 91K. You're only talking a 12% dump on Bitcoin. It's not like that's going to be the complete end. But what I would say, guys, is if we were to come down to 91K, then I think the chances of a Q4 top are drastically higher if we were to come down this low. And I've been saying for a while, I think a Q2 to Q3 top is more likely than a Q4 top. But I want to kind of stress this point here that if we are to come down as low as 91K or lower, I think that drastically increases the chance of a Q4 top and a traditional 4-year cycle end. So everything's looking fine to me. I'm not concerned at all about this. When Trump ends his tariffs, that'll be the alt season. Yeah, but people keep changing the reason. People keep changing the catalyst for an alt season. They keep kicking the can down the road, moving the goalposts. Like, honestly, I'm not relying on any specific catalyst to cause an alt season. An alt season can just happen without a clear catalyst to point to. Okay? It doesn't always need a clear catalyst to point to. Yes, catalysts help, but in the past, people said we needed a rate cut. Then they said we needed QE. Then they said, or now they're saying we need the end of tariffs. There's all these different reasons, but people just keep changing it. All we really need is good data, a good economy, and people to believe prices are going higher. If people believe prices are going higher, then they're going to buy. It's that simple. So I don't think we need any of these specific catalysts to happen. I think we can have an alt season without tariffs ending. I think we can have an alt season without a rate cut. I think we can have an alt season without QE. Just that alt season is probably going to be more tamed as opposed to a mega banana zone alt season super cycle that lasts for years. I never thought that would be the case anyway. I've been saying on this channel for many months now, I don't think we have an alt season like 2021. I think we have a great alt season, don't get me wrong, where many of you guys can 3 to 10x your portfolios, but I don't think we get an alt season where everyone makes 50 to 100x. I don't think that's going to happen this time. It's going to be much more selective, much more difficult to win. And, institutions are involved now, and there's less money in the hands of retail. So I just don't see that type of scenario where you have all these different meme coins getting to hundreds of billions in valuation. You know, the Doge and the Shiba days, I think, are mostly in the past where you see meme coins get that high. Don't get me wrong. Pepe, could it hit 30, 40, 50 billion? Potentially. But I don't see these memes hitting hundreds of billions or anything like that, like some people are saying. Why do I think that? Well, retail aren't getting handouts this time. It's a completely different macroeconomy. You got to think about back in 2021, people were getting handouts. The governments were just handing out money for people not going to work. What are they going to do? If you're at home, you got obviously less expenses. You're not paying for your petrol. You're not paying for public transport because you're at home. You're not doing any of these things that cost money. Everything's at home, so it's much cheaper. You're going to have excess money. You're going to have disposable income. And a lot of people just gamble that on crypto. So I just don't buy the idea that we need any of these specific catalysts. Sure, they're going to help, but none of them are needed for a bit of a drawdown on dominance. I think dominance can easily get to 50 to 60% without any of these catalysts. But if you're talking about below 50%, then yeah, it probably does need these catalysts. But I don't think it will go to the 40s anyway. I'm heavy in Sui, Ondo, Say, Arrow, Peak, Mavia, and Worldcoin going for a 3x overall. Yeah, that's a reasonable goal, and that's a solid portfolio. Besides WorldCoin, in my opinion, I'm not a fan of that, but all the others are fine. Can render 13x? Probably not. Not this cycle. I think it's temporary. The account is changing ownership. It's just a big farce. It's just a massive farce. They're changing the name as well of the Casper account from Casper Currency to Casper Commons, or something like that. None of this stuff makes sense. It's all so dumb. I just think what it is, the people behind Casper, they're geniuses when it comes to technology and when it comes to coding and all of that. But when it comes to growing something, when it comes to marketing, they're completely out of touch. Like, they haven't got the foggiest. What they should do is hire someone who's good at marketing to do it for them, and then they can just focus on the tech. But clearly they haven't hired someone who's good. Honestly, I would be able to do it easily for Casper. If I was in charge of the Casper X account and the socials and all of that, this wouldn't be an issue. Like I said earlier, I could hit my head on a wall 1,000 times and still do a better job. So I'm not asking for a lot. I'm just asking for a Twitter account that posts regular updates and educates people and makes people think the project is actually in development and it's not something that's just been abandoned. Because when you haven't posted in a month on a Twitter account, it just looks like something's been abandoned. It just looks like something's dead, like they've finished, they're done. That's what that looks like when someone hasn't posted in a month. I mean, can you guys imagine if I just didn't post anything for a month in my Discord group, on YouTube, on Twitter? People would think I've just given up. So let alone an actual crypto project not posting in a month. It's a joke. Who thinks that's a good idea? I mean, you've got to be, I don't know. If you think that's a good idea, something's not right in your head. Any thoughts on Say right now? I'm bullish. I think it's a good buy. Don't Feds need to do quantitative easing first? For what? Don't they need to do QE for what? QE isn't needed for a bull run. This is a massive myth that's going around. Bitcoin's already gotten to 111K without QE. All right, in 2017, there was no QE, and we had the biggest alt season ever in 2017 in terms of actual gains that people made. What happens is there's an explanation that will go around and it will catch on, and people will think, "Oh, that's smart. They're using long words. They must know what they're talking about." Quantitative easing. Oh, that's a very long word. That guy must be intelligent. And then they just go and spout the phrase and regurgitate it around and tell everyone that you need QE to have an alt season. And it's the biggest load of nonsense I've ever heard in my life. Bitcoin's at 111K without QE. Solana's made a new all-time high without QE. BNB's made a new all-time high without QE. XRP's made a new all-time high without QE. You just need to be in the right place. So what happens is there'll be a explanation that will go around. People think it's really smart. That guy's articulate. They're using a lot of esoteric language. And yeah, people will think that is the only way we can have a pump on altcoins is if there's QE, and it's just not true. The proof is in the pudding. It's just not true. I'm really getting sick of these phrases being spouted around by everyone. Yeah, Yeah, maybe it has some truth in it, right? Like maybe there's an ounce of truth in it that QE will definitely help. I'm not saying it won't help. It will definitely help. But to say that you need this to have a pump, it's just not true. You need a rate cut to have a pump. No, we've had a pump in the last couple months without a rate cut. I'm sick of these kind of just oversimplifications of everything. You just put it on one thing and say, if that thing happens, we have a bull run. It's just oversimplifying everything. Markets are way more complex than just needing one thing. Where can we load up on Tau? Where can you buy Tau? You can buy Tau on Binance. Didn't they get listed on Coinbase as well? Yeah, Coinbase as well. Binance and Coinbase. Tau's got really good listings, so that's another reason why I'm so bullish on it, because it is decentralized, but they also have listings. What's a good sell target for Sui? It depends how conservative you want to be. Like if you got in Sui really early, like me at 76 cents, then you can sell a lot earlier than someone who bought at $3, for example. So it really depends on your entry and how conservative you want to be in general. But I would say that me personally, I would like to exit a huge chunk of my Sui around $7, around the 1.618. Now, I think it can go way higher than that. I think it could easily get to $11. But why be a complete perfectionist when you're already up, over 10x by that point, or like 7 to 10x? Like by the time Sui gets to $7, I'm up like 7 to 10x. So why would I be such a perfectionist about it when, I've made millions essentially? It's one of those, like, if you put $200,000 into Sui below $1 and it goes to $7, you got 2 million, right? You don't need to try and time the exact top. You've already made millions. So my view is not to be a perfectionist, to take the profits when they come, and if it goes higher, great, but there's no need to try and time the exact top. We need QE. Retail doesn't have extra money to spend on risk on assets. Yeah, but there's other ways for retail to have more purchasing power than QE. QE isn't the only way. Like, there's loads of other ways. Simply tax cuts would give retail more purchasing power if taxes were cut on retail, and that's what Trump's trying to get through, right? Or they did pass it. Did the big beautiful bill get passed through Congress? I think it did. Wasn't it one vote it passed? Yeah, but the point is, it's not the only way for retail to be more kind of strong. For retail to have money, QE isn't the only way for that to be the case. Tax cuts could be the case. The cost of things going down could be one as well. Deflation would give the retail more purchasing power. For example, the cost of oil going down. The cost of oil has been going down. So there's loads of different ways for retail to have more money other than just QE. Again, people oversimplify everything and put everything on one reason. And if that doesn't happen, they think a bull run can't happen. Is $3 a good place to buy Sui? It's certainly better than $5, so I'd say so. $3 isn't a bad time to buy Sui. If it can hit exactly $3, I think it's a good time to scoop up if you haven't got much. But I'm already heavily stacked on Sui. I'm not buying anymore. It's already 20 or 30% of my portfolio. and I loaded up way below $1, so I'm not in a rush to buy now. But I am looking to buy some other altcoins. Stacking some of my conviction plays. I've been putting some buy alerts out lately in the VIP. Aerodrome looks like it's going to be a buy, so I'm probably going to have to go and buy some more of this. That's looking like a great buy here at 52 cents. That was exactly my target. So, man, I'm going to have to go buy some Arrow after this stream. But I'll be dropping some more buy alerts over in the VIP. There's a few other projects that I haven't ever mentioned as well that are on my radar a little bit. So I'll be potentially dropping some brand new coins. Now, if you are in the VIP, you already access 2 coins, which I haven't talked about on YouTube. You access a mid-cap in the borrowing and lending sector, and then you also access an AI microcap coin as well if you join the group. Okay, if you have any questions about which ones they are in the VIP, just ask the question in the VIP chat, and I'll let you know. But man, the VIP group right now is insanely active. We called this dump days in advance, weeks in advance, so everyone's kind of fine with it. But other people may be freaking out thinking that we're going to go up only, but we've been preparing for this for a while. We've been saying for weeks, the market's getting frothy, things have been going up for weeks. We're bound to have a correction at some point, and that's exactly what's happened. So it's all kind of going to plan. All going to plan, and I'm very happy with the predictions that I've given lately. They've all been pretty much spot on. Even on YouTube, I told you guys about this. We come down lower, then we have a takeoff. And I took some profits on virtuals, took some profits on BTC, and now I've got some cash. So I'm ready to start deploying into the market with some cash. How did I get that cash? I got it by taking profits on some of my alts. So yeah, really, really looking forward to going on a little buying spree in the coming days for that final major leg up in the altcoin market that's going to give us all the returns that we're after. Those 3 to 10x's are going to be coming in the coming weeks and months. I truly believe that. So if you want to be in the best group to capitalize on those gains, then head on over to the VIP, and I'll see you over there. I'm looking forward to meeting some of you guys in the Discord chats, in the voice chats. We have some great conversations in there. This bull run is in Trump's hands. All the massive pumps and dumps are because of him. Yeah, Trump's got more power than anything else right now, for sure. I think Trump has more power than Jerome Powell at the moment. Usually it's Jerome Powell with all the power, but right now it looks like it's Trump. Haha, you're such a bear. How am I bearish? People always call me bearish, but I'm what you would call a realist. Someone who's neither extremely bullish nor extremely bearish. Top will be in 2026. Oh man, it's the biggest load of cope ever. I mean, it's not impossible, right? But everyone riding on 2026, it's just copium. It's just cope. It's just like the people last cycle who said super cycle, and then we topped out in Q4 as we always do. So people always call for a super cycle. People always call for it to go on forever, and they're always wrong. They're always wrong. I know it's speculation, but when do you think alt season kicks off? June, July, end of Q3, Q4, 2026. I think it kicks off very soon. I think alt season kicks off this summer. Most likely June and July. Hey, Archie, what are your top 3 narratives? I would say layer 1's always first. Then AI, because it's an AI-dominated cycle in terms of the stock market as well. So layer 1's first, then AI, and then DeFi, actually, number 3, and then memes, number 4. I think DeFi is very undervalued at the minute. I really do. That's why I'm so bullish on Arrow, because Ethereum's waking up. Base is essentially the hub for Ethereum now. Like all of the microtransactions are going on Base. No one's really using Ethereum, right? Like people are using Base to save fees. So I think Arrow is going to kill it, man. 52 cents right now is an amazing buy. So the more you can get your averages down here, the better, I think, for this next leg up. There's some great discounts. If you're asking me what I would buy today, I would probably go ahead and buy, what would I buy today in terms of preference? Probably Aerodrome would be number one. Probably Arrow would be my preferred buy. I've got to be honest. It's getting really close to that 50-cent mark. It's just given back a lot of the gains. The more you can get your averages down here, the bigger the bull run's going to be for you. I truly believe that. And I'm not telling people to go all in and sell everything you've got and buy crypto, but I truly do think this is a great opportunity here to buy some of these coins on great dips. Let's see if we got any more questions. I feel like when the stablecoin narrative hits, I think Velo is going to outperform Arrow. Optimism will be the true leader in DeFi, and Velodrome will do well. Why do you think Optimism over Base? I just think Base has much better connections at this point. Like in terms of all the attention, all the focus is on Base. But I'm not against Optimism, but I just think Base is going to dominate the Ethereum ecosystem. Thanks for all the advice, Archie. Always watching your vids. Intend to join the VIP if I hit a 3x. Do you also give advice on day trading in the VIP? We do have day traders. We have a trading channel, but I'm more of a buy and hold guy than a trader. I have traded in the past and had great success, but I'm more of a buy and hold guy. But we do get into trades as well, like more swing trade buys. So it really is a comprehensive group for everything in crypto. It really is. Anything crypto related, you're going to get in the group. Whether you're brand new and you're trying to figure out how to set up wallets and stuff like that, or whether you've been in crypto for 5-10 years and you want to really look into the nuances and the detail about exit strategy and portfolio management and all of that, it's for everyone. But I'm going to wrap up the stream here. I know it was a quick one. I just wanted to put out the stream to really let you guys know that everything right now is kind of going to plan. I put out multiple streams in the last week telling people that I expected a dip and this pump wouldn't go on forever. And you can see from this stream 7 days ago, the point in which I thought we'd finish dipping would be around the low 100s, 102 to 104K. That's exactly where we are now. So I think there's not much more left to go. Yes, worst case scenario, we could come down to 91. I don't think that's the likely scenario, but it's possible. But yeah, I'm going to go do some buying. I got some buy alerts to drop in the VIP. I got some messages to answer. Got some calls as well with bundle members. So if you do want to get on a call with myself, a one-to-one call where we can discuss your portfolio and perfect your exit strategy and all of that, check out the bundle. But it is mainly aimed at people who are aiming for 7 figures or higher in the crypto market. It's not for everyone. All right, guys. Appreciate you watching. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys on Monday's live stream. Have a good one, guys. Have a good weekend. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.